Hey guys, Chris here from Cohesive Friendship Unit. I am with Jeremy
E.
and Brian.
What's going on?
We're going to be talking about a little bit of Smash Bros. For the Switch. Real quick, likes are super, comments are super duper, and subs are super duper duper.
Ooh.
So there was
Oh.
a Smash Bros. Switch, kind of not leak, pseudo. There was somebody spilled the beans on something. Guy's name is Thiago Shinobi. He is, quote, just some Brazilian guy trying to make a living in Japan off video games. So he was a software engineer at Nintendo, and he worked for Bandai Namco. And this all checked out on his LinkedIn and everything. This is legit, and this was all based off of his Twitter. He pushed out a tweet that said, left Bandai Namco Studios before the production on Super Smash Bros. Began, but made the rendering engine it is built on was made by me. So he claims that he built the rendering engine for the new Smash Bros. So right off the bat, that a few like yellow flags are popping out for me. Just because he worked, and this, it should be noted that his channel's been deleted and the tweet's been taken down since this, shortly after this post. A few things jump out at me personally. One, if he's currently a software, or if he worked for Bandai Namco and did develop the rendering engine, Bandai Namco developed Smash Bros. For the Wii U and 3DS. So it is possible that the rendering engine that it was built on is the Wii U and 3DS one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the other kind of like pseudo red flag is like he could just be saying shit. So does this help us at all in deciphering whether this is like a new game or a port?
I mean, you're the software engineer,
Yeah.
so
But-
you tell us, does it?
It seems okay. So I think the word production is really key to this tweet. Left Bandai Namco Studios before the production on Super Smash Bros. I don't know if you can consider that development. You know what I'm saying? Because if it means development, then building the rendering engine makes me think that he left before development began. He built the rendering engine. It's a port. If production means like marketing and all that, you know, like the game is kind of wrapping up or whatever, and the fact that he built the rendering engine would make me think that it's probably a new game, because if you're building a new rendering engine for a game, you would assume it's a new game.
Or he was involved with the project at some point and isn't involved with it anymore. Like they pulled him in at an early stage because he developed the rendering engine that they're using, i.e. it's a port. And
Ah.
then they said, we don't need your help anymore.
Oh, that's
We're all
such a
set
good
with
read
you,
of it.
thanks."
Like, I left Bandai Namco before production on Super Smash Bros. Switch began, but the rendering engine that game is built on was built by me previously because I worked on as you said before,
Right, so he
the
was
Wii U
he was
version.
involved at like an earlier stage of production, but it was late enough that they knew what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
Roughly.
The other thing that kind of is interesting is the original Smash Bros. Teaser that we saw a few months back showed, it said like the game is like unique or whatever in the small text under the logo. It said like this is like a unique game or whatever, but that's not special. Like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is as much of a unique game as it is to Mario Kart 8. But it said that HAL Laboratories was working on the game, and Smash 4 was actually developed by Bandai Namco, not HAL Laboratories. So him outing the fact that he worked at Bandai Namco, assuming that this is true, would further suggest a port, because he previously... Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because as
kind
far
of.
as we know, Bandai Namco isn't involved in the production of
Yeah,
Smash.
but if he's claiming that they are,
Then that would mean
Well, the other option is that there were two competing like the someone at Nintendo didn't like the Bandai Namco version, and they went back to HAL Laboratories and kind of said, "This is what we have to work with," and they took it from there. And maybe that's the point where this guy got pushed off the project, when they handed it from his team potentially off to HAL. That's just a theory.
A game theory.
No, oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. And I think so. The only other thing that I think we can really talk about is he commented on so Nintendo of America announced who the competitors are going to be for the Smash Invitationals this coming June for the new game. That's where they're going to really blow the game out. And half of them are Melee players and half of them are Smash 4 players. And this he chose to put this tweet as a comment to the Nintendo of America official tweet. That says something to me. He like threw it out there and he used hashtags and stuff, you know, like he went for it. What I guess what is the point besides like starting a fire? Like why would you do this?
Revenge.
But he left. I don't know.
Because it was his project, and then they took it and said, "We're going to use some of your stuff, but Hal's going to run it, and Hal's going to get the credit for it."
I guess what I'm saying is,
I think he currently works at Nintendo, though.
Well,
right.
We'll see.
Yeah,
maybe not
anymore.
So yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. This is where like the things aren't really adding up. Like the lines.
Well,
aren't
he
connecting.
could just be a total fucking nut.
That's what. Well, he could, yeah. But like, why would he? Why would he do this?
Because he could be really fucking stupid and not understand that this would get him in trouble.
I think that the argument that the project was taken out of his hands, he had some sort of control over it. It was taken away from him, and now he's kind of raining on their parade by pulling up the curtain before they're ready to go.
I would
think
imagine...
there's some logic there, you know.
No, there definitely is.
Third option, conspiracy theory, guerrilla marketing.
Ooh,
not likely.
This guy.
The deep state. The
deep state is trying to sell us Waluigi for Nintendo Smash Switch.
Nintendo is like, if we get this shit leaked, then Cohesive Friendship Unit will do some free advertising.
That's right.
I
mean, it keeps it in the news. It just continues to build a little buzz. So is that beyond the realm of possibility? Probably not. I don't think that's what happened. I think he's just a knucklehead.
So Jeremy thinks he's a knucklehead. Brian, do you think there's any legitimacy?
I think there's some legitimacy.
I think this is
only
bullshit.
Because it seems only. I think
what do you mean it's bullshit?
I think it's fake. Dude.
I think it's gonna be a mixed bag. I think he's gonna be right about some stuff and wrong about others, because I think that he was moved out of this realm earlier than a week ago or whenever he posted this. You know what I'm saying? Like he hasn't been in the loop for a little while, so he knows like what
that's
the plan
why I didn't
was.
like throw a character out or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So Chris, when you say you think it's fake, do you think he didn't tweet it, or do you think that it's like a fake account, like he isn't?
No, I think it's a real account. I don't know if somebody
he made this up.
I don't know if somebody like compromised his Twitter, or if he if he just made this up.
But then why would Nintendo be trying to take it down?
Because they don't want stuff coming out about their product before it launches.
Well, because
he's saying it's made up. But
he is an official. He is currently a software engineer at Nintendo. So I feel like you don't. Well, yeah, exactly. At the time, I feel like you don't want employees of either the company making your game or the company that you're employed to putting shit out like that. You know, that's not his.
But by your logic, it's fake shit.
It doesn't matter. If I started talking about things that my company did, assuming the company I work for actually had like any sort of internet presence, but if I started like saying things, they would definitely shut me down.
But what you're saying matters a lot. Like if you said like something sensitive, but he's saying like, oh, I worked on it at one point and helps develop something, and it's really obtuse what that would even mean, and Nintendo is like freaking out. They're like, we are getting this shit out of here. Like,
Well-
we are not letting anyone have access to
Well,
these.
then
stills.
let's go back to the core of it. What's the significance then? Like, who?
Well, that's
again,
my
who
final
cares?
thought. I was going to circle back to this earlier. I think for this having significance is the fact that Nintendo seems to think it has significance, which makes me think that it's probably a new game. Because
Hey, that's what I wanted to hear, yo.
so, but I don't think it has necessarily to do with what he said. I think Nintendo didn't. I think the real answer is that he's a knucklehead. He tweets this. Nintendo is like, fuck. People could see that and interpret it to, mean that
Almost
it's a
like
game
what
we're
we're
not
doing.
ready necessarily. Yeah, except I'm doing it just on the basis of Nintendo's reaction. In the absence of Nintendo's reaction, if they, for instance, hadn't taken it down, I would say, oh, this probably means it's a port. Because, Nintendo
it's
doesn't
not
seem to have
anything-
broken up about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to have blown the lid off. Nintendo's concerned that this has, squashed their reveal plans.
He's gotten something right. Something is right here. It's not.
So
it's
I-
not
Yeah, I mean-
everything, but something is correct here.
Well, all he's saying is that,
There's a rendering engine
that
he
there's a
built.
rendering engine, that he helped work on it, and that he
Right,
that
but
he
that's
did that
his-
in his capacity as an
That's
employee
his
of
claim to
Bandai Namco.
credibility. That's his claim to credibility, and
Well, that's the
I
whole
agree
claim.
with
That's
Chris,
all-
if you're walking around pretending that you know shit and you're currently working for that company, then you better have a damn good reason for doing that, because you probably are not going to be working at that company too much longer.
But he didn't claim to
Especially
know
if
anything. Like, he didn't say anything about characters or maps or what's in it or how it plays. All he said is the game is coming out, and a little smiley face, I helped work on the engine. That's all he said. Like, he was just saying, like, oh, happy to contribute to the project. The relevant portion is Bandai Namco, which is what everyone.
I do think Bandai Namco is the thing
and
that caused them to pull it down. I think you're
and
right.
I think if this was nothing, if it was a port, then Nintendo would be like, that's not news. But I think, I don't know, the reaction, the strong reaction makes me think that this is significant. And if it's significant, I don't know, that feels like it tilts it towards being a new title. I don't know why.
Yeah, man. All right, yeah. I think we really went all
surprised
around
we-
these 100 and some odd characters. All right, yeah. No, this is good. I mean, we're gonna know in a month, which is awesome. We will know 100% what this game is, what it looks like. We're gonna see it played by professionals in a tournament, which is insane. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited. But Brian, how excited are you?
Well, I'm not that big of a Smash fan, to be honest, but I think I see what you're getting at. So make sure you guys crush that motherfucking like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave us something down in the comments about what you think of this. Is this bullshit or is this for real? Stay tuned to Cohesive Friendship Unit for more news and updates on upcoming information from Nintendo regarding this. Go ahead and click that little ringy dingy up in the top right hand corner so you get notified whenever we put up a new video. That's all for me tonight, Chris.
All right, thank you, Brian. Yeah, we'll catch you guys next time.